Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to address you today at the World Money Fair's new live stage event. I'd like to thank the customers and our network of international distributors who are essential to our numismatic and bullion businesses for helping us achieve strong sales in 2023 and for positioning the Mint for continued success in the year ahead. But what I'd like to do is start by touching on what has been a historic year for Canadian coins. I'm referring to, of course, the introduction this past November of our new obverse featuring the effigy of Canada's head of state, His Majesty King Charles III. And this was the first time in 70 years that the profile of a new monarch graced the obverse of our new coins. And we feel privileged to have the rare opportunity to work on the historic transformation of our coins. And I'd like to share this unforgettable experience with the following video highlighting our journey to the introduction of new effigy.
The Mint takes great pride in its unique ability to celebrate Canada's history, culture, and values through coins. For more than a century, we have been crafting coins with an effigy of Canada's monarch on the obverse. It is a complex process requiring many different teams to work together, and our employees do this work with passion and commitment. When the Government of Canada announced its decision to feature a new permanent obverse of His Majesty King Charles III on all Canadian coins, we were proud to once more uphold this long-standing royal tradition. We also understood that we were faced with a historic task, as Canadians had not seen a new monarch on their coins for the last 70 years. The process of creating this royal effigy was therefore a journey of discovery for everyone working at the Mint. And it's a journey that we're very excited to share with you.
When I got the news that I was selected to design the effigy of His Majesty King Charles, I wasn't breathing for a few minutes there. I have many royal portrait books that I referred to. I referred to many historical coins in the past to get some inspiration from. And basically getting as much resources as I can to really get familiar with the project and His Majesty's face. Some of the challenges of doing the effigy was finding a great profile of His Majesty the King, which wasn't very easy to find. So I had to do some of the editing on his mouth and his nose and his eyes, finding some fluidity to his hair to give it some kind of movement.
We went to artists in our database. We have about 350 artists, and in the end, it really came to the final details. Stephen Rosati did an amazing job with his portrait of His Majesty. His art had the highest score based on the criteria that we had previously selected. We wanted to ensure that it was the best likeness of His Majesty. We also needed to ensure that the coin would be easily transcribed into engraved artwork. So the selected artwork had to have good shading as well as good line art in order for us to be able to put it on a coin.
When the drawing is approved, it's handed off to an engraving, so that's sort of our key reference. This is different from what we typically do because it involves a face, and it involves a very famous face, so the likeness needed to be really accurate. Typically, a reverse is just one application, one purpose, one size, whereas with the obverse, and specifically the portrait of the king here, it needs to work across our whole product catalog at various sizes, all the way from 11 millimeter up to kilo and beyond. Obverses are lower relief than reverses typically, so I had a little less material to sculpt with. I started in a software that's similar to working in clay. It's a little more traditional in that sense. So between that and the drawing, I'm always trying to build up the face from scratch, make sure all the planes of the face are well established. The thing I'm always most concerned about in terms of a portrait is what I think is more the business end of the face. Eyes, nose, mouth. Those are the things that really make each of us unique. It's critical to capture that when doing a portrait. Being selected to work on the portrait was a really big honor. It's an important task for the Mint.
We have an extensive record of honoring Canada's royal traditions and moments in Canadian history. Creating the effigy of His Majesty King Charles III is an important milestone in the Mint's history, and I am extremely proud of how our talented employees came together to carry out this historical task. This is one more part of Canada's story, a story we are honored to tell.
Our President and CEO, Marie Lemay, had the added privilege of unveiling the effigy of His Majesty on the floor of our Winnipeg production facility, and also striking the first Canadian coinage bearing his image on a $1 circulation coin. In fact, we have brought 5-cent circulation coins with the new Royal Obverse to this year's World Money Fair for all Mint Passport holders to collect a piece of our numismatic history. The new Obverse is gradually making its way across our entire product offering. The 2024 gold and silver maple leaf coins are now being struck with the new effigy and delivered to eager precious metal buyers and investors looking for the latest examples of the most pure and secure bullion coins in the world. Our new Royal Obverse is also making its debut on 2024 dated numismatic coins, starting with the $100 pure gold coin commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force, which is more commonly known as the RCAF. The RCAF Centennial is an opportunity to honor the history and heritage of our National Air Force and to recognize its members' contributions to military and civil aviation, national security, and international peace. The RCAF's early fleet helped develop aviation in Canada. It also played a vital role in a British Commonwealth air training plan during the Second World War, as represented by the de Havilland Tiger Moth biplane that dominates the coin's reverse. The plane's takeoff symbolizes the RCAF's ascent, while the Latin motto inscribed beneath it, which means "Such is the pathway to the stars," visually connects the RCAF of today with both its future and its storied past. We have an extensive commemoration plan for the RCAF's 100th anniversary this year, which also includes the 2024 proof silver dollar, already advertised on mint.ca, and which will be ready to ship to customers next month, which is actually March 5th. Its design features include an engraving of the RCAF's tartan pattern, formed by aircraft that represent the history and branches of the RCAF, such as the Tiger Moth, the CF-18 Hornet fighter, the C-130 Hercules transport, and the 147 Chinook helicopter. We are launching the new Fine Silver annual series called This is Canada. For 2024, we've chosen a theme of wondrous waters, which invites collectors to discover the vistas and wildlife that make Canada's wilderness so awe-inspiring. This is a 4-part exploration of waters that surround us, beginning with the Pacific Ocean, beautifully illustrated on the series' first 4/9 pure silver coin. British Columbia, artist Glenn Green created this illustration of a pod of orcas traveling past Rocky Island. Behind you, which you can see the forests and the mountains are typical of British Columbia coastline. The whole scene is framed by compass elements that evoke the idea of navigation as each new coin transports you to a new landscape. The Mint's coin program, built on a foundation of celebrating Canada's history, culture, and values. In achieving this goal, we are increasingly focused on finding new ways to tell a more diverse and complete story of Canada through our coins, which brings us to commemorating Black History series. For the 5th issue in this series, launched every February as a start to Canada's Black History Month, we have honored the intrepid settlers of Alberta's Amber Valley. This fine silver coin tells the story of Black families from Oklahoma, Texas, and other American states who journeyed to northern Alberta in search of a life from segregationist laws, racial hostility, and violence. They founded Amber Valley in 1910, one of the first Black communities in Western Canada. It's important for us to tell the story of specific communities in their own voice, which is why we were thrilled to work with the talented Valentin Delandro, an accomplished artist who has designed other great coins for us. His vision of the settlement of Amber Valley is centered on the scene of a homesteader family arriving in Alberta and peering over the land that would become their own thriving community. The reverse design includes a map outline of province of Alberta, enhanced by a bow of maple leaves. The lower portion of the reverse depicts a wagon train of settlers completing their long journey from the southern U.S. The scene is framed by log cabins, which were the first houses built by the Black pioneers who were determined to make a new home in the wilderness of the Canadian West. One popular symbol of Canada that never goes out of style is the maple leaf. We have explored numerous iterations of this national icon through our 5-ounce fine silver maple leaves in motion series. And for 2024, we have paired InQ striking and black rhodium plating for the first time on a silver coin of this size. Struck InQs, the maple leaf on this coin's reverse radiates in a brilliant light refraction that is amplified by the black rhodium plated field. Looking at the field in detail, there's a pattern of laser engraved maple leaves of different sizes. The same pattern is repeated on the obverse's black rhodium field, which surrounds the transitional effigy of late Queen Elizabeth II. Now, for the star attraction of our World Money Fair product showcase, we are rising from the depths of InQ's relief to the unprecedented heights of our own extraordinarily high relief, or we call it EHR technology. We have perfected this extreme relief for some years now, but for the first time in our history, talented engineers and technicians on our research and development team have managed to strike EHR on both sides of the same coin. And they did so on a beautifully intricate, crafted design out of nearly 6 ounces of pure gold. The $350 pure gold Year of the Dragon has enhanced the relief of artist Simon Ing's dragon design to an impressive height of 4.7 millimeters on the reverse and created a rear view of the same dragon in a similarly enhanced relief on the obverse. 2024 is the year of the wood dragon, which is being celebrated through an elaborate EHR engraving framed by laser engraved pattern that represents the wood element. The dragon is shown moving along the clouds of a night sky illuminated by the moon. Its tail coils form the shape of lucky number 8. A rear view that the same scene is rendered in the EHR on the obverse. Above the obverse engraving appears the effigy of the late Queen. It's limited to 108 examples worldwide, and this rarity is being displayed at our booth and can be ordered from the Mint and select dealers for a modest $25,888.88 Canadian. While we have only brought for display this week, it has a fine silver companion, also struck in double EHR, that has a generous mintage of 5,388 and is available at our booth for just over 315 euros. So I invite each of you to drop by our booth for a close-up look at both these exquisite pieces of numismatic art and engineering. And you'll find more innovative creations that balance new technologies and classical engraving with strong storytelling during your visit, and our staff are eager and ready to showcase them for you. It was an honor for me to have the opportunity to share a little piece of the Royal Canadian Mint with you today, and we look forward to showing off much more of your hard work and creativity to our customers and distributors the rest of the year. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the booth floor. Merci.